But how can you actually ever get it straight if you don't know the point? So to blow up, to make really exaggerated the tension that is involved in relationships, let me just show you a quick clip of some Seinfeld montage about the trouble in meeting and the complaints that we have, and then I'll come to answer it up and make it real.
Meeting is hard.
Meeting is hard. Why can't you meet?
Can't meet. Why is that?
This is what single people are thinking about the minute they wake up in the morning. And yet we're surrounded by people. They're right next to us, on the bus, on the street. But we can't meet them.
Why won't they meet us?
Because strangers have a bad reputation.
A few bad strangers have ruined it for the rest of us.
It's unfortunate.
There's just no men out there, you know.
I know.
I mean, the problem is, the good ones, you know, they're good. And they know they're in such demand, they're just not interested in confining themselves to one person. The mediocre ones are available, but they're so insecure about not being one of the good ones that they're always going, well, I'm not good enough for you. What are you doing with me? And eventually I just go, you're right.
She had man hands. She eats her peas one at a time. The hands of a man. It's like a creature out of Greek mythology.
What?
What is this? What are we doing? What in God's name are we doing?
What?
Our lives! What kind of lives are these? We're like children. We're not men.
No, we're not. We're not men.
We come up with all these stupid little reasons to break up with these women.
I know. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Are we going to be sitting here when we're 60 like two idiots?
We should be having dinner with our sons when we're 60.
We're pathetic. You know that?
Yeah, like I don't know that I'm pathetic.
Why can't I be normal?
Yes, me too. I want to be normal. Normal.
It would be nice to care about someone.
Yes, care.
It would be nice to care. It would be really good, and that's important. But we break up because of small little things. She eats her peas one at a time. She has man hands, a two-face, all these realms, low talker, close talker, these things that just break it up. So now, in the larger picture, because this is a frustrating issue, is that what's the reality, and now let's prioritize based accordingly. So there's a thing called life, this magic thing that in this room somebody's talking and some people are listening and information's being shared. If we were to not be here, the bricks would not be communicating with the chairs and with the lights. There would be no communication. There's a magic energy in this room called life. And life is brought to you by man and woman, parents. We're all born, not put little seeds in the ground like we all did in third grade with the watermelon seeds. Oh, this will be cool. Let me grow it here. Oh, that's great. You can't grow humans. We are born of this concept of union. And that realm, this zone, is integral in our lives. Not something that is nice if you have it. It's something that is part and parcel of the actual structure. Now, and as we mentioned before, that the definition of Adam, a human, is Zachar v'Nekeva, male and female. And when these two, which are really one, come together, then that is the full human. What is the cement that bonds people together? The word called love, which in Hebrew is ahava. The word love is not a whole lot of like. Love is the act of life-giving positive energy. Life, let me say it better, love. What's love? Not, ooh, I love this. Ooh, I love sushi. I love sushi. You don't love sushi. If you love sushi, you would let the fish live. and swim around? How do you love sushi when you keep killing them and cutting them and wrapping them in crazy rice and eating them with weird utensils? You don't love the sushi. Let the sushi back. Go, be free. You love yourself on sushi. You, on the drug of sushi, you feel good. Sushi makes you feel good. Love makes you feel good, but it's not a realm of direct endorphin boost. Love is actually, it would be nice to care. When we are at one, positively connected with someone else in a giving way. Positively connected in a giving way. I want to not take sushi, I want to give. When a person is in that realm, I can't prove it, but you know it's true, we feel normal. It would be nice to care. When we're in that realm of caring, not just being cared for like a nurse or a maid, but caring in the modality of caring, that feels right. That feels like life. That's the zone of love. Now, so when a person pursues that, oh, I'm frustrated dating, I can't meet anyone. So let's first exclude the obvious. If you're looking for love in all the wrong places, you're an idiot. Meaning, all due respect, some of my best friends are idiots. The concept is, if you're looking to meet someone at 10:30 at a bar on 3rd Avenue in a loud room where you can't hear anyone talk, you're an idiot. Because why would you look to invest in the most important commodity in your life in a realm in which you are inebriated and can't hear the other person? Part of the reason is because we're raised on television and we think that love happens when eyes meet and music plays and all of life goes in slow motion. And as the rest of the room fades out, you then come together, and then suddenly you're running on the beach in slow motion as the waves come, and hopefully you're strong enough to pick her up and twirl her at least once around. Now, because you're waiting for that, it's never going to happen. It will never happen. I'm guaranteeing you, it will never happen. There's a concept called, if you want to look for a house to buy, choose a neighborhood, know your FICO score, and look for a positive investment. If you're just going to walk around and be like, this is nice. Is this for sale? All right, fine. Whatever, I'm looking for homes. You have a realtor? No, I'm just looking around. I like this house. Get away. I'm going to call a cop. That's essentially what we're doing. You don't have a realtor. You didn't think, you just went to a neighborhood. I just want to drive around Manhattan. I'll just see. I like this place. You can't live here. Think about it. Do the research and then go out on a Sunday. Do the research. Vet. What's vetting? The most important thing is two people that have a common goal, not just a shared past. And I want to upgrade that. There are 3 things. I like acronyms. VGI, which is values, goals, and interests. Number 1 is values. In order to cement this reality called relationship, you need to have common values. That means what is important to us in our lives. If you only had 3 things you could give to your kids, as this is important, always remember this, that's called a value. If you're going to tell them, oh, wait for a discount, Cyber Monday, buy things after Christmas, it's cheaper. Son, I want you to remember, buy things January 1st. That's really good. Gee, thanks, Dad. That's it? That's how I'm going to remember you? What do you want them to say at your eulogy? He did it his way. He did. He had all his CDs really in order. I remember when he was young. Very orderly guy. I mean, he was on time. On time. That's it. That's all you have. That's all you're giving over to your kids. That's all you're remembered for. Values means we have something in common. So that's important. Whatever you fill in the blank for values, feel free. But values is that it's not relevant. It's very nice in your junior year of college where things don't matter, where you wake up at 12, where life is not real and it's being paid for by your parents. That's great. Woo, it's all fun. But in the real world, where you're playing for keeps, the concept is, Do we have common values? If we don't, even though I might think that our eyes meeting might create music in the background, I'm going to steer away because that's what's called infatuation. Infatuation literally is translated as foolishness, doing something stupid. Now, we love infatuation because it plays to our American soul. What got America into credit card debt was 4 words: buy now, pay later. I personally was a victim of this. I had predatory lending with Sharper Image. They're like, buy now, pay later. I'm like, yeah, I want something that massages my head while I can listen to music. That's awesome. $399? It's not a problem because I got them. I'm buying it now. I'll pay later. March 2015, I don't even know when that is. So I'll deal with it when it comes. But right now, I'm getting second-day shipping on my massage thing, hair dryer concept. Woo! Infatuation's the same thing. Ooh, it's all good in the now, that empty calorie reality. And it is the concept of imagery. It's what we think should be. So when people say it doesn't feel right now, yeah, if we're talking about infatuation, you're right. She or he does not fit the infatuation litmus test, whatever litmus is. That you don't fit the litmus test of infatuation. I'm not infatuated with you right now. Is infatuation an indication of we have values forever together, grow old and have grandchildren? No. Infatuation is part of connection, but values are number 1. That means what do we hold? Goals are number 2. How are we going to fulfill our values? And interest is number 3. Interest cannot be a replacement for the fundamentals of values and goals, how you achieve that. You guys could both love the same music. You could both be Ranger fans and go and you'll each wear jerseys and paint your face blue and red and white and be like, yeah, we both make believe that we're the same person on that team. We actually wear someone else's name. And we just met. We both had someone else's name on the back of our shirts. I think we have the same interest. This is something real. No, that's not something real. That's something now. Something real is that you see in it, based on your knowledge of who you are and what you want, a value. You're moving in a direction. Now, in this Zachar v'Nekeva, in this man and woman, you are different, and that's okay. Unisex barbershops are over. It's fine. We're allowed to say men are from Mars and women are from Venus. We're allowed to say men and women are different. They are equal in how we treat each other, but we're different in our needs. So the fear factor that occurs in this field called dating, vetting, trying to find who you're going to build a life with, initially starts with the reality of, she's not exactly like me. He's not exactly like me. Oh, there's a difference? I don't want to build a life with someone who's different. I want to build a life with myself.
I'll have a bowl of Cheerios, not too much milk. Okay, 2 bowls of Cheerios. You too?
Yeah. She's just like me. She talks like me. She acts like me. She even orders cereal in a restaurant. We even have the same initials. Wait a minute, I just realized what's going on.
What?
Now I know what I've been looking for all these years. Myself.
Oftentimes, yeah, we both have Cheerios at a restaurant. That's awesome. I'm looking for myself. So part of stupidity can be facilitated by 2 things. Either ego or insecurity. Ego means I'm fine as is. Insecurity means I'm so not fine. If you think you're perfect, of course you don't want to connect with anyone else because this is good as is. I am not in need. I am not missing anything. Only when you realize you're missing will you be able to connect. Now, you can't be totally insecure, and that's George. George is going out with someone. He feels that a breakup is coming because they downgraded from going out for dinner. And now she's saying, let's go out for lunch. He's fearful. Kramer will make a suggestion about the preemptive breakup. Let's see the way he negotiates the preemptive breakup.
Break up with her.
What?
You break up with her. You reverse everything that way.
A preemptive breakup.
A preemptive breakup. This is an incredible idea.
Yeah.
I got nothing to lose. We either break up, which she would do anyway, but at least I go out with some dignity, or I completely turn the tables.
Sure.
This is absolutely brilliant. So I'm afraid that I am gonna have to break up with you.
You're breaking up with me?
Shocked?
I really am.
Never expected this, did you?
I thought everything was fine.
Well, live and learn.
Well, I don't understand. You didn't enjoy being with me? Didn't we have fun doing the crossword puzzle?
Kind of.
I'm very confused.
Well, I didn't mean to hurt you, kid.
I thought that...
Now stop it, please.
What do you want? I know I can make you happy.
When you're playing the piano, do you think about me?
I don't know.
Well, this is what I'm talking about.
Okay. I'll think about you.
All the time?
All the time?
You know,
Okay. All the time.
I can't hear you.
All the time.
See? It's not so hard.
It's not so hard. I need you to think about me while you're playing the piano. All the time? All the time. In other words, I think it's a beautiful poetic metaphor of I'm so insecure that I need you to be constantly, always thinking about me. She plays the piano. Are you thinking about me when you play the piano? All the time? I can't hear you? Was that so hard? That wasn't so hard. That's what I need. Now, that's insecurity speaking, meaning I am so afraid to bridge differences that I need you to be so giving yourself over to who I am that even when you play piano, you think about me all the time. Same concept as Cheerios, except one came from a hyper sense of egotism and the other one came from a sense of insecurity. But both are saying that relationships need to match who I am exactly. Eat Cheerios and think of me when you play the piano. But in real truth, man and woman is different because love is not giving to yourself. Love is giving to someone else who's different than you. It's not about Cheerios because that's you. That's a clone of who you are. It's about I acknowledge you are different, and despite that difference, I will give to you. How does a man and woman, how do they help each other? They help each other by being different. The azer, how does a person help their spouse? By being connected, by being a balance to them. So that means we're entering into a zone of differences. Not so different that we don't share the same values, goals, and even interests. We're similar in our values, but we're different as humans. And in that realm, love is when you give to another person who is different. So when a person has values, that's the basis. The dating, the vetting system is, let me find someone who I have similar values, where we're going on the same road together. If you have that in mind, the goal, the end zone, where you're headed, then you won't sweat the small things. Here are two very important examples of how women can sweat the small things and how men can sweat the small things. Let's see that.
Hello. Hello. Oh,
Well, do you notice anything?
you have cleaned up the whole apartment and you're making dinner. You're perfect. You're a perfect man. Myra had the baby. Oh my God, that's wonderful. Who called?
She did.
She did. Oh, that's so great.
Hey, where do you keep the corkscrew?
It's in the drawer on the right.
What?
No, it's nothing.
Yeah, what is it?
It's nothing.
Tell me.
Well, I was just curious why you didn't use an exclamation point.
What are you talking about?
Well, see right here? You wrote Myra had the baby, but you didn't use an exclamation point.
So?
So, it's nothing. Forget it. You know, I just found it curious.
Wait, what's so curious about it?
Well, I mean, if one of your close friends had a baby and I left you a message about it, I would use an exclamation point.
Well, maybe I don't use my exclamation points as haphazardly as you do.
You don't think that someone having a baby warrants an exclamation point?
Hey, look, I just jotted down the message. I didn't know that I was required to capture the mood of each caller.
I just thought that you'd be a little more excited about a friend of mine having a baby.
Okay, I'm excited. I just don't happen to like exclamation points.
Well, you know, Jake, you should learn to use them. Like the way I'm talking right now, I would put exclamation points at the ends of all of these sentences. On this one and on that one.
Well, you can put one on this one. I'm leaving.
Now, we all have the exclamation point issue. Guys, we can come out of it. Now, amongst men, we try not to do the exclamation point. It's kind of like a guy signal, like K, looking forward. It's fine. We will not do that. However, when we're not sure, or we're, let's say, possibly involved in a conversation, we're going to go an exclamation point just in case. If I'm very excited, I'll give you 2. And oftentimes, if you just tell me, hey, okay, I'll meet you there at 7 o'clock, and someone just says, like, sounds good, I'm like, I'm kind of, I don't know, sounds good? Like, are you sure? Are we going to be there together? I mean, I'm confused about sounds good. Sounds good's like, yeah, if it happens, it'll be good. Sounds good in theory. Who says it'll actually happen? I want to hear sounds good, looking forward, 2 exclamation points. Then I feel I am secure. Now, give me 2. So when a person in communication, men and women, they communicate differently. The John Gray's Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus actually was started by a book prior to that, which was called You Just Don't Understand, How Men and Women Speak Differently. And I don't want to speak in cliches and in exaggerations, but there's a difference. And that's okay. And men have interests, sometimes overly intellectual, dissecting interests. And women might not be interested. Let's see George and his interests.
I will never understand the bathrooms in this country. Why is it that the doors on the stalls do not come all the way down to the floor?
Well, maybe so you can see if there's someone in there.
Isn't that why we have locks on the doors?
Well, as a backup system, in case a lock is broken, you can see if it's taken.
A backup system? We're designing bathroom doors with our legs exposed in anticipation of the locks not working? That's not a system. That's a complete breakdown of the system.
Can we change the subject, please?
Why, what's wrong with the subject? This is a bad subject?
No, fine. If you want to keep talking about it, we'll talk about it.
How am I going to do this? I'm engaged to this woman? She doesn't even like me. Change the subject. Toilets were the subject. We don't even share the same interests. Tell me what you think about this idea. Extend the doors on the toilet stalls at Yankee Stadium all the way to the floor.
Extend the doors on the toilet stalls at Yankee Stadium to the floor. Door comes down. Hide your feet. Yes. I like it. I like it a lot.
It's good, right?
I think it's fantastic. I think it's a fantastic idea.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Well, I told it to Susan before, and she didn't like it. Yeah, not only that, this is what she said to me. Can we change the subject?
See, now that I don't care for.
Right.
Maybe she doesn't want to have that subject. Maybe men want to discuss that reality of changing the bathroom doors, and it's okay if the one you're seeing, your significant other, doesn't enjoy that conversation. You might not have the same interests. That's true. As George said, oh my gosh, I'm engaged to this woman. We don't share the same interests. True. But you might have the same goals, and you might have the same values. You might not be interested in discussing stalls. Save that for Jerry. That's not something you need to have in your relationship. So love is about cross-border giving. Giving not to yourself, but to somebody that's different. Same, that we have the same values and the same goals. Different, there's a man and a woman. And we don't sweat the small stuff, but we speak out the big stuff. And here's an important one as a final clip.
She never stops calling. And it's those meaningless, purposeless blather calls. She never asks if I'm busy or anything. I just pick up the phone, and she's in the middle of a sentence.
Very important. In order to communicate, when you call somebody, am I catching you at a good time? That's the new hello of the 21st century. Because if someone picks up the phone doesn't mean we're ready to talk at this moment. I might have been in the middle of something. Everybody here knows working. The best thing about working is the word meeting, because you could use that word anytime you want. I'm in a meeting now. I can't talk. Like, you're meeting a newspaper. Like you're meeting your salad. Like you're meeting Sanity. Like you're not in a meeting, but you abuse that. I can't talk now. I'm in a meeting. So real communications, things to speak out, are getting down the synchronism of conversation. I called. I had to leave a message. He doesn't pick up. So part of the love and the dating realm is to pick up a call. Love is expressed when you pick up a call. Wow, he picks up my calls. Now, don't abuse that, because you can't launch right into a conversation. Am I calling you at a good time? Can't go right on it, because that will hinder communication. So real love, to work it out, needs to be coordinated. Coordinate the love and communication. But don't sweat the small stuff, because that comes with the turf. And all of us are sweating small things as a rationalization, a rational lie to remain as is. Because human beings always would rather be secure than happy. Security is when you know your realm. I know my world. I like my neighborhood. This is my apartment. I don't want to live. She lives on the east side. It's not my thing. I don't want to do that. So we find small, minor things to break it apart, because we just want to establish that reality of security. Next week we'll cover, okay, I hear that it's love, but why is it forever together? Why do you need a commitment? If all of us committed to BlackBerry 3 years ago, we'd be embarrassed right now. Every person that breaks out of BlackBerry says the same thing to me. It's for work. It's for work. No, this is not my phone. The work makes me have this phone. Really, it's not mine. So if any of us made a life commitment to BlackBerry, we would be mortified. Let's T-Mobile this relationship. Let's play 1 month at a time. Why on earth would you ever get involved in a relationship that is forever together? See you guys next week. Thank you.